The Bar Talk Podcast is brought to you by. Halloween has gotten to Bozo, the drunken
not
clown.
Squirt. And it does have pee because it's not squirt.
Happy Halloween, people. I'm sure it'll be Halloween shortly after this podcast has been done. But hey, we're going to go full force for all of you because we have no lives.
I think you're right.
We suck.
So next to me is Bozo, the fantastic coke-addicted clown.
But I just
Hey, why are you addicted to Coke?
because it's just great.
Coke is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
You're like, what's the phrase that Chong used in Up in Smoke? He's like, kind of grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
Grab you by the boo boo.
Hey, boo-boo. We got to lower that music back there.
I'm like,
I don't think Chris heard me.
hell yeah.
So, guys, we need to also introduce our chunky friend, Nacho Libre.
We got
How's
Nacho
it going?
Libre in the house, guys.
Wait, you got to give us your line. You got to give us your line.
Mucho te querisi.
Where are the spices?
Am I going to get flack on this podcast for not ever watching Nacho Libre?
What the fuck?
How dare you? What? Why?
I just haven't watched it.
So when
I
I came in, you did not know who I was.
I didn't know who you were.
Oh my god, dude.
I thought you were just trying to be me if I was gay. just so
Oh, yeah,
everyone
I'm
knows.
supposed to be sad.
Just so everyone knows, my hair grows something similar to that, except he has much nicer curls.
I remember when you were like 15 and you had a full fro going on riding your bike
I
around.
I did in fact have a full fro, and people will be shocked. You know what? Hold on, look right here, right here. See that picture? See that picture right here? That's me in 7th grade. I look like a dork.
Oh, he's gonna put a picture there later. I get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
I
a
get
pic-
it. It's
no, no,
guys-
'cause-
there's
I
nothing
see
there,
it.
guys.
It's right there.
You see? Okay, then you can see this one pimple right here. Hold on, let me pop it. For a second, I thought we sounded okay. Just so you know, this mask really does. When Corey Taylor was saying singing in his mask is painful, he's not fucking lying.
You know what, man? You look a little bit scary.
Okay, you want to hear a good Halloween story that I had? Okay, here in Brownsville, we're lucky to have one of the biggest tourist attractions being
yeah.
Gladys Porter Zoo. Gladys Porter Zoo is one of our biggest fucking tourist attractions, and they have Boo at the Zoo every year.
It's pretty awesome.
And one day I went to Boo at the Zoo, dressed like this. Except I actually put the black makeup underneath, so everything looks like all solid. Okay. And there's this one guy who was dressed as fucking Jason Voorhees, but this guy was like 6'4". He was towering over me, and I go, dude, your costume looks awesome. He turns around and he looks at me, and goes, huh. And he's like, and he goes, I hear like, fuck. I hear a whisper, fuck. And apparently I scared people walking through Boo at the Zoo. This is, by the way, this is broad daylight, and it's fucking hot, so this thing was just filling up with sweat, and I can smell myself. It was nasty, but every time I saw it, there's like a lot of these cute girls passing by, and they're going, "Ew, ay, wait."
I know. Ooh.
We're not sponsored by P. Everyone, we're not sponsored by P.
Although it does contain pee.
May contain pee. Oh man. Well, we got some scary. We got some good folk.
May
tales in
contain
Brownsville.
2% P from other countries.
2%.
Do you guys remember being kids and hanging out with your friends like at night and then all of a sudden starting to say scary stories and then you're like, oh,
Oh shit.
like,
Wait,
how am I going to go home by myself
Are you
all
try-
the way to my house?
Are you trying to recall the TV show Are You Afraid of the Dark?
That one's good.
That's a good show.
They need to bring that back.
I think they were.
They were, and I'm pissed off they didn't, but why can't they just show the reruns? The reruns are still good.
I guess so. I remember the little kids. I'm cold.
I mean, they're full-blown episodes, though.
Yeah, they're full-blown episodes, and they were actually really good. And I remember, like, what the last episode was, I think it was called The Silver Sight. and it was like
I
basically
mean,
there was
been
a
years, man. So
Yeah.
I can't
I
recall.
dude, I'm a fucking nerd, dude.
I'm at the point where I'm like, in my head, you're talking about this story, and I got the, and that's fucking Goosebumps, right? I got that in my head going right now.
There's a show I still watch. It's on Disney Plus right now. You guys should check it out, especially with your kids. So obviously, some of your kids will not follow the X Files. You know what I mean? And for those of you who don't know what the X Files is, I mean you don't. Well, go educate yourself.
The truth is out there.
So
Sorry, I had to.
You know that song used to scare me, man.
Yeah,
no, no,
fuck
no,
yeah.
no, 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 boom, boom.
Yeah, it's scary, man. I would always I would picture like space, the darkness of space. You know, like just that sound, man. It freaking trips me out.
No,
What about you guys?
No, I started watching that show when sci-fi was still a thing. Back
I
on
think it's still a thing.
Well, I mean, back when it was a thing, like when it actually had fans.
Oh yeah, I don't like it no more. Fuck that. Fuck that fight channel.
No, but well, because so on Disney there was a show that was essentially X Files for kids, and I'm not even joking. It was X Files for kids. It was called So Weird, and you know how like okay, Fox Mulder in X Files was like, okay, he's obsessed with the paranormal because his sister was abducted or whatever. Well, in this show, So Weird, it's about this 14-year-old kid, whatever, some teenage girl, and their family who are on the road, who her mother's some kind of like B-class rock star kind of a thing, where they actually go on tour on a tour bus and shit, but they're not selling multi-million albums kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But she's into weird stuff because her dad was into weird stuff, and he died in a weird way or something like that. And she just kept it up, and every time, because she's so into these weird things, she actually encounters a lot of supernatural things in the process on her road trip with her family on tour all around the country.
What's it called?
So Weird.
Not gonna watch.
I don't know if I like it. I don't know.
Hey. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled of elderberries.
Oh man.
Fuck you, cousin.
You can't eat your pudding unless you eat your
You
meat.
need to eat your meat. How can you have any pudding if you haven't eaten your
But
meat?
to answer your question, Mr. Libre, yes, I have stayed out late with
Don
some friends, and we
Libre.
did tell horror stories. Granted, while we were telling these horror stories, we were actually committing larceny, but
Classic,
that's neither here nor there.
Classic.
Love larceny. Oh man, we had a lot of crazy stories here in the valley. There's a lot of, you know what? We got a lot of folklore tales of monsters and ghosts and shit.
Well, there's the battlegrounds like right down the street.
Yeah, it's right
from
there.
here.
I mean,
Well, you also have that, and you also have Palo Alto.
Yeah.
We actually, being the guys, we go riding bikes at night. We go to Palo Alto at night.
we found anything out there?
No, but dude, I tell you what. You know how like when you go, like if you try to go out into like the boonies where there's like nothing, the light will still shine on the city, so you can still see the city in the distance. Somehow at Palo Alto, even though there's street lights, you can see the street lights, but they don't go over the horizon. It's as if the street lights are in the middle of absolute nowhere.
Wow,
It's freaking creepy out there.
that's cool.
Like as if like you can't see the city from Palo Alto battlefield.
It's just
We
darkness.
should film an
Darkness is spreading.
we should film an episode over there.
I want to come home, dude. I don't want to. I don't want to go the way of Mexican Blair Witch.
I wait, no, I wait.
Tengo mucho miedo.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die by the evil witch of the girl that gives me carne asada.
Hey, dude, when I saw that movie, it was pretty
It
scary.
was scary, I
It
won't
was,
lie,
it
it
was a
was.
big deal back when it first came out. Everybody was like, "No, the Blair Witch, man, you haven't seen it." Blah, blah.
Oh, I
yeah.
know it was like this huge phenomenon, but I think
crazy.
it got ruined by Blair Witch 2.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
It
if
was
I
like
saw
Blair
The
Witch
Book of
2.
Secrets.
I did see
It's
it.
like Harry
yeah.
Potter.
It's. I'm sorry, that thing was softcore porn at best.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I'm
But
sorry, Blair Witch 2 was
that's
softcore
probably
porn
the
at
only thing
best.
that made it good.
Was
Okay.
that when they were getting after what's this guy's name, the one that they went after pretty hardcore, that was Marilyn Manson,
Oh yeah.
when all that shit was going
Oh,
down?
after he took out that rib to suck his own dick.
Yeah, supposedly. I don't think that was real.
No,
I don't
Oh
think so.
no!
But I remember it being like real hardcore in the news and all that stuff, and it was like he's a bad guy and all this crazy stuff.
So,
Yeah.
so since we're in the theme of Halloween, Halloween's coming up this Thursday. Right now, it's the 28th of
Excuse me, guys.
October
I'm taking
today.
out my nose. I'm like,
Dude, I'm gonna have to take off my wig.
Just
here in
so
a
you,
bit.
just so I might take off my mask, dude. Fuck. But hey, guys. So just so you know, the reason why he did that is because his face. That's not face paint. That's cocaine.
all cocaine,
It's
baby.
it's traveling cocaine that
Just
people
imagine Tony Montana
like. Watch this.
and him putting his face on that mountain of cocaine.
You're like, you gotta do it to come. Gotta come it.
You do that thing where you flip your lip up to your nose. You go, oh, I'm good.
I can't breathe. I like.
Okay, so I got a question for you guys. Considering I have my own stories, I think I've mentioned a couple here, but what are some of your scary stories that you've experienced personally? Like, did you ever enter a haunted house? Did you enter that one part of Brownsville where you're like, you went, guys, we shouldn't be here?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yes and no.
I should not be here.
So one morning,
It's haunted by cocaine addicts.
over there at my dad and my grandfather, my whole family lived at the end of Coffeeport, right? Just where Coffeeport meets up with 802, right? There's a little ranch area there, and we ended up like, it used to be like forest. It was fields and shit at that time. And there was always the stories of the lechuzas that come and flying around and shit. Hey, watch out.
They're real, man.
Right?
They're real.
And the creepiest thing is, I've heard all those, right? But they were like, no, you didn't hear the lechuza, right? It was creepy
Okay,
because
can you tell me what the fuck that means? Because I'm
A
stupid.
lechuza?
it's an owl.
A lechuza is
Okay,
an
okay.
owl, but the owl is a witch.
It's a
Oh, is
big,
that okay? Is that the one that's
huge-
supposed to be like it's supposed to be a white owl or something
a
like that?
big white
We
owl.
had this conversation before.
Yeah.
It was like episode 2 or something.
Yeah. Well, they finally showed me that the specific whistle, right? The specific whistle was
It'll chase
like
you.
that.
It'll chase
and if you whistle back, you don't whistle back because it's gonna come get you, right? So you don't whistle back, and what happened? My cousin, man,
It's not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Whistle back, and then they whistle back. And then next thing you know, you see this thing fly out like, we're like, ah! We ended up later on, years later.
Oh, yeah, get in there. Get in there.
Oh shit!
Oh my gosh.
Deep action.
Just so you know, I'm wearing a 7-year-old plus mask
Hey.
that has been hiding in a house for like
Your deep
all those years.
nose.
Years later, my
Wow,
grandpa
man.
will tell me, he'll go back again and tell me the story, right? He goes back and he fucking tells me the story again. This is in the morning. I'm like, yeah, whatever. We're not going to see the lechuzas. Well, fucking 3 a.m. comes around. And for all I know, it could have been my grandpa, right? At the fucking window trying to prove a point, right? I was like, no. I'm asleep. I wake up at 3 a.m. and I hear a whistle and I fucking look out the window and right there there's a fucking tree and this huge fucking thing sitting on the branch again. I'm like, fuck. So in the morning I wake up and I'm like, no, you know what? And I clear my head. And I went walking through the woods and I found it. Giant fucking white thing there on top of the branch and just staring at me and I flew off.
You weren't scared?
No. I had gotten over it, but it was freaky that same day that my grandpa brought it up. We was at my fucking window that night. I was like, no, fuck you. Yeah, that happened. But even then, there's like stories that go even further back. Most of my family grew up in San Pedro, right? In San Pedro, and there were stories out there because it's out fallen down military, and there's nothing out there. There's nothing. There's stories back then where there was like plantations and stuff that people were actually had. They made them go catch the lechuza. They caught it, and it was an old lady. And she offered to give them money to let her go. When they went to go check the net, it was an old lady. It wasn't a bird.
So literally they did a witch hunt
Yeah, it was a witch hunt, and they caught it. She gave them money.
after the MacArthur age.
I don't know. I don't know what reference is this?
What does that mean?
It's referring to the days during the Cold War when they were hunting for spies, the witch hunts.
Oh,
That's why they made the movie the Crucible based on the Salem
Wow.
witch trials. So basically, you had the McCarthy age going on there, where they're hunting for witches, but the Mexican way. Salud.
Masha.
Saludes.
But yeah, they catch it. It's an old lady, and she's like, "Let me go!" All right, to give her money, and then she leaves, and they check it. There's no money, and
Jeez.
she disappeared.
Oh wow.
Trickster.
Fucking trickster.
So,
Trickster.
do you want to hear a crazy story about my? Okay, so my grandparents, when they finally passed away, both of them. My grandmother passed away in December. I think about 2021. I think 2022. One of those. So here's what was crazy. In between those years, right before she died, I believe, we were digging through all the stuff because we were trying to figure out what was dad's and what was hers because they're trying to like separate the estates for the siblings to take because they knew my grandmother was gonna pass.
Yeah.
While we were looking, you know what we came across?
What?
Ouija
A
board.
fucking Ouija board.
Snap! I knew it.
We found a fucking Ouija board, and my mom goes, "Burn it, burn it, burn it now." So instead of burning it like normal people, we burned it like Mexicans. We just had a barbecue.
Ponlo ahí.
It's like, okay, put it under the charcoal. Okay, we lit up the charcoal. We let it burn. And I'll tell you what, man, that was the best sausage I ever had. Wink.
It probably gave it some sort of
Demon sausage.
seasoning to it. I have a fun one.
I am sweating in this thing. Yes, this is my real face, people.
You should have left the other one on.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's really
Yeah,
sweaty.
you are. Yeah, you're really
You
sweaty.
take
No,
that.
take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
I want to be human. No, but that was. Oh, my God. That's so terrible.
It feels nice and cool.
Oh, my God, yes.
Damn.
My face is having a boner right now. You can see my nose grow like Pinocchio.
Boulder face.
It seemed like that thing was sticking to your face too.
It
Was
was.
just like latex.
No, because I was having a moment where I was like, I can feel my temples like slipping from the latex kind of a thing, and it feels like someone's like rubbing their finger down my forehead. I'm like, what is this?
You did look a
feeling?
little bit creepy with your mask on, so I'm kind of happy that you took it
Do
off.
I look pretty now?
No.
Wait, did you add black paint for the beard?
No, it's just my full beard. It's my full beard.
I can't grow a
He
full
tells
beard to
the
save my
truth.
life.
He tells the truth. He is telling the truth, people. But anyway, guys. Did you have a story?
I have two stories, but I'll tell you one.
Do it.
So one time, my mom lived. You know where not Keith Lane, right in front of the graveyard, down
McDavid?
McDavid, yeah. The funeral home,
Uh-huh.
called the graveyard. Okay, my mom lives across the street from the graveyard, so I've lived there. Well, my mom has lived
That's
there.
where I actually started first meeting you. I think.
Since I think I was.
Didn't you have like a
maybe-
red truck or something out there at one point?
No,
I don't remember.
I had a Jeep.
Well, I don't know if it was yours. I just remember. I remember picking you up that one time when you had like really long hair.
I still have long hair right now.
Well, I mean, really long hair. Like you could pass for Native American at the time.
I think I still pass off for Native American right now.
Are
as
you
we
Native
speak.
American?
I mean, I
Is that why? Is that why you have so many haunted stories?
I don't know. Well, anyway, so my mom lives right in front of the graveyard, right across the street, and she used to always say that she would see people, and we would always like say whatever, nah, not true, you know, because you don't want to believe that there's ghosts right in front of your house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No one ever does.
It's scary. I used to actually run there because it's so safe, you know.
Okay.
And there's nobody around. But anyway, one time, this is already when I wasn't living at my mom's house.
Did you just
anymore.
quote The Crow?
What happened?
It's like, I knew you'd be here in the graveyard. It's like, safest place to be.
It was, man. There's nobody there. Anyway, I went to see my mom, and then I stayed there, visited with her for a little bit, and finally it was time for me to leave. So I'm walking out, and I exit my mom's house, and as I'm walking towards the driveway, out of the corner of my eye, I see this kind of person that was on the side, and I was like, what? I turned around, and it was this lady. I mean, in white. You know what I'm saying? Like, for some reason, they're always white. You know, they're always dressed
Yeah.
in white. And she kind of just walked, like just a very slow walk, went to the side of the house. And I'm like, what is this freaking person doing in my mom's yard? Like, are they stealing or what? So I immediately said, what's going on? Yo, what's that? And I ran over there. Like, dude, it took me like 2 seconds to get to the side of the house, and there's nobody there. And so I go all the way around. There's nobody. And then I'm like, did I just see a ghost?
Oh, dude.
So I went back inside my house, my mom's house, and I told my mom, I think I just saw a ghost. And then my mom just goes, they're out there. It's okay. Like if nothing happened.
Wait, you saw a beheaded child? Yeah, he does that.
My brother told me this story one time that he went inside our house because we used to share a room. Mm-hmm. And he said that he got home, he went to sleep, and then at some point in the night, he felt like somebody grabbed him. And he woke up, and there was this lady, like ugly, like scary looking lady, like kind of over him.
like shining in the tub, lady, or
I assume
lady.
I assume it's a scary witch lady.
that
looking.
weird witch lady from Sleepy Hollow.
Maybe. Which one? Oh yes, the one that has the drapery on.
The one that the one that has the drapery, and then she drinks the freaking bat's blood and everything, and
I don't remember.
attacks Johnny Depp.
I visualized the lady from The Conjuring, the
Okay.
one that was on top of the not the cupboard, but the dresser.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just
Remember?
pretend I know what you're talking
Wow.
about because I don't watch horror films because they freak me out. Dude.
Well, anyway, I visualized that one. Anyway, there's this
Wow.
lady over him, and he woke up and saw her, and immediately started throwing punches. Got up, turned on the light, and the window was open, and the curtains and all that stuff were like outside,
flowing in the wind and stuff?
Yeah. And he was
Wow.
like, he closed it and put a stick on the window and woke me up. And he was like, dude, I just saw something crazy. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? I don't know.
Like, how old are you?
I probably in high school, maybe. Something,
Okay.
16, 17, maybe.
Actually, I had a moment, and okay, I don't know how you all feel when you're all doing chores, but normally when I'm washing the dishes at night, I'm kind of calm. I'm just like, doing my thing, getting things done, getting ready for bed after the fact, right? I'm winding down. But as I'm washing the dishes, and for those of you that have been in my house, my backyard is really just a driveway. And it's the gate up to the driveway, and then when you walk up the wheelchair ramp, and right there's the window to the sink of where I'm washing my dishes. And as I'm washing my dishes, I think everything's cool. I'm just doing my stuff. And I just hear. And I'm like, my first thought was to do this, was to lift my head straight up. There is a woman staring right at me through the window.
Was she real?
This was not like a haunted moment. This is just a woman just going, like, staring right at me through the window. Like an actual woman. And this is like an old homeless lady. And I backed up and I went, what the fuck? And my initial thought was, grab the nearest blunt object and go outside.
Time to die.
by the time I found Jesus Christ.
Did you kill
All
her?
that squart.
It's not pee. I went and grabbed the nearest object, and I actually had this Billy Club nightstick looking thing. I went and grabbed it, went outside. She had already kind of made it out the gate. Left the gate open and shit. And as I was following her out, she was like walking like she had like a gimp leg or something. She had no pants on.
Wait,
I know this is not really
She
a
went
Halloween.
inside the gate.
She made it into my freaking yard, dude. She got in my yard. And then as she walked away, I didn't bother calling the cops. I think she was just like, old lady, homeless. Her mind's kind of gone or whatever. She was just doing her thing, right? But what scared me more was that my neighbors who have a camera and shit were like, yeah, she was looking through the other house too. She was walking around and like snooping through your trash and everything. I was like, has she done this before? We don't know.
Imagine she wanders
But
around
no-
your home
well,
without
no,
You're in
knowing.
your home and you're like wanking off, and she's like looking at you
She's like-
through your window.
She finds a
Dude, I don't know
Powerade.
imagine this
She
shit,
finds
but
this
like,
Powerade and
but
she's
no,
like,
it's just that it was. It
You have a
was
straw in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not
and then she just,
that's
like,
not Powerade. That's
she
pow-
just like leaves your house from there.
He didn't use powdered Powerade. He uses powdered cocaine to mix with his soup with
Yeah,
purple
there's a
dye.
straw in there. We're gonna, you know what? Let's hook it up to the nose.
I wonder how that would work if you were to drink.
But
How would that work if you were to drink cocaine? I mean,
I'm pretty sure you just get a heart attack.
either that or you just
I mean, how does that?
that or you fuck up your esophagus and,
Well-
and your freaking stomach.
I'm pretty sure you'd fuck up your stomach because you go numb. But I don't know how that reacts with stomach acid.
Well, I mean, because it goes up.
We went from
it goes in
Halloween
your
to
nose
cocaine.
and then it goes down and you swallow it.
Yeah,
so
'cause
it
it
still
goes-
goes
it
in
goes-
your.
It's supposed to go through the blood vessels inside of your nose, and then from there disperse.
Yeah, but then some of it goes down
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
because you
Imagine it just works like a laxative and you have to take a major shit.
you do because you do have to poop.
Guys, this is where like it sounds like a commercial break just happened because we went from Halloween to this. It's like we'll be back after these minutes.
And we're back and we're talking about drugs.
We're talking about drugs.
All right. The first drug is pee, otherwise known as nut squirt. That drug is gonna die soon.
I used to live in a haunted apartment. It was something else.
Where was that?
This was the Bradley White Apartments.
Wait, where's that? Where's that? Where's that?
Is that by Bigos?
Yeah.
Which one's that one?
It's right on the trail that led to the battlefield.
I used to live at the courtyard.
You need to help me out here.
Apartment.
Help me out here. Like, give me
No, not the
give,
court-
give me a landmark now.
the courtyard?
Look at Paredes. You know where the old Time Warner building is there at Paredes? There's a little Resaca. It's right across Schindler Street.
Schindler. That's where my street was.
Is that like? Are we close to Honda or past Honda?
No, we're past Honda, bro.
Like way past Honda?
we way past Honda.
Like where did we pass? Did we
We're
pass Ruben
passing-
Torres?
Okay, we're passing. Okay, let's say we're going from Boca Chica. We're passing Los Emanos.
Okay.
You're passing the State Farm little thingy. You're
Yeah.
passing Bigos.
All right.
There's a little road there that's
Okay.
next to a little plaza, and you keep going, and then there's Schindler Street on the right side with the
Okay.
apartments.
There's the apartment.
Okay, yeah.
On the
And
other side, there's a Resaca.
Other side.
Okay.
And then some more
Yeah.
apartments.
There's some.
Oh, is that like across the street where that the spay and neuter clinic is? The
Yeah,
animals-
yeah.
Okay, okay, I know where you're at now.
Yeah, it was in those. So,
They're haunted.
well, the one I was in was haunted.
Like, was there like a history there or what?
I never found out, but I don't know. I didn't
We
want to
prob-
find out.
We should probably do some research on that one.
Well, all I know is that I needed to get an apartment.
Enhance.
That time I had my first kid, and we ended up getting this apartment there. All the apartments were like $640. Thank you.
Air, fresh air.
He has no nose, guys.
And
Oh, he actually looks scarier. Anyway, so
okay, so yeah, we ended up getting the apartment there on special. It was supposed to be normally like $645, $670 around there, and they were like, "No, we'll just leave it to you for $600." I was like, "All right, fuck it." All right.
moved the tombstones, but not the bodies.
You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! Why? Why? Okay.
That's what happened.
Yeah. So, anyways, we get the apartment. It's dirty as fuck. It didn't look like anybody had lived there. You could tell there was water damage. Like whatever happened upstairs, they finally fixed it up and they gave it to us, right? So whatever. We're there, and maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because of the kids. It attracted the spirits. I always thought that kids attract spirits. Like whenever you have your first kid, I don't know if you all ever noticed having these phenomenons happening around your kids, but it happened around mine. Especially in that apartment. Like I remember my little one had those mega blocks. And the mega blocks, of course, guys, these are not like, they ain't no Legos. These are these fucking bloques chingones, right? You're gonna stack them up. And my little one had a little red. It came with a little red car with wheels on it, and she just like stacked up a bunch of shit on it and said, "Oh, I made a birthday cake, right? Oh yeah, sweetheart, great job, it's birthday cake. Come and eat. Come on." And as soon as she gets up, she got up. And when she gets up and walks away, it looks like someone just went, "Pah," and the whole thing fucking flew into the blinds.
Oh fuck!
So I was like,
Whatever.
whatever.
It was obvious.
Yeah, it was just, I was ignoring it. But the very first night that I ever spent there, it was cool. It was fine. I thought, it was everything was normal. I'm asleep, right? I'm fucking asleep. And suddenly, I had a very realistic dream. I had a dream that I got up and I looked because the window was right here next to my bed. There were two guys coming in through the window. And one of them was sticking like half of his body with his hands like this, like looking at me like this. And somehow the other guy was sticking upwards, like above him like that, like out of the window, right? At the same time. And they're both looking at me like I caught them or some shit.
Like his body had a metaphysical parenthetical
yeah,
moment.
and so when I wake up, I fucking wake up, and guess what happens? The fucking blinds just went, bah! They went up like this. Those hanging blinds, they went, bah! Like this, up. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I went to the window, and
Like, did you like scurry? Like, fuck, what the fuck was that?
no, I was very like,
Like you were frozen in the moment.
yeah, and I got up and I looked at the window, and the window was closed. So I'm like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck? And so I don't know. Maybe for all we know, somebody snuck in through the window and murdered somebody there, and we don't even know.
You almost had an Amityville horror moment.
Could have been.
We're gonna make you go crazy to kill your family.
So that's one thing that had happened
Well,
there.
it's crazy that you say that thing about the kids, because when my son was 3 years old, my wife was pregnant with, or 2.5, was pregnant with our daughter, and it was late at night, and my wife tells me, the kid doesn't have diapers, like ran out of diapers. And I was like, damn. I'll just go to Walmart. This is when Walmart was open 24/7, and it was awesome.
Oh fuck yeah, I remember that.
And so I was like, I'll just go get some. So I went to Walmart, took my son with me.
No self-checkout lanes.
Yeah, I took my son with me. You know, when you get to Walmart late at night, there's nobody there.
I fucking loved it. I would go early in the morning or late at night.
Dude, you end up
Loved it.
end up buying stuff. You're like, oh, hey, you know what? I can take this and take that. So I ended up coming back home with a bunch of stuff.
No judging eyes.
Yeah, and so I ended up coming back home with a bunch of stuff. And so here I am. I get my son out of the car, and then I get the rest of the bags, trying to carry everything at once. And so I go, and I'm opening the door, and I live in a cul-de-sac. You've been to my house, right?
Yes,
I live in
yeah.
a cul-de-sac. And so by this time, it's already like 2:30, 2:45. And I'm trying to open the door. I have my son with me on my arm, and he says, Daddy, who's that? And I said, who? And he said, the woman, white, over there.
Oh,
And I was
God.
like, where? It's almost 3 a.m. There's nobody here. And so I turn around, and there's nobody behind me. And I said, where? And he says, over there. And I look, and there's nobody there. And then I'm like, this is not happening.
You're like, check the security
This
cameras.
is not gonna happen to me. I open the door, get in, close it, and then I was like, I'm not gonna tell my wife about this.
No. I'm telling you, man, kid.
So you didn't feel comfortable after watching what was it, Insidious?
Oh
It's
no,
kind of crazy.
no. I that movie hit home for me just because I used to suffer from night terrors when I was little. So
I thankfully never had that problem, but I'll tell you what.
I did too.
yeah.
I think I mentioned this story, but it was one that still sticks to me because it was one of those scary moments that I actually experienced. It was one of those moments where it's like, it didn't make any sense, but it happened. We were going through that, the cemetery that's over right by the Brownsville Museum by Washington Park. The old one, the really old one with the brick wall.
Yeah, the white wall.
Yeah. So I don't know I think it was Halloween. I'm not sure.
For some reason, it feels like that one is scary. I don't know why.
I would go walking around there sometimes, looking around, but
Like I went,
I drive around it, and I always think like, man, that this place is haunted.
Well, it's because there's bodies there from like what all the way back to like 1600s.
the one that is scary, guys. Follow Milpa Verde, okay? And when you go over the large hill, and you know when it's supposed to turn left, and you go back in the other side of the border wall.
Okay.
Instead of taking that, go straight, and it
okay.
goes all the way
Into
along
the
the
wall?
field. Huh?
Into the
No,
wall.
no. Don't follow it back into
Yeah.
the wall. Go straight out into the field. There's a road that goes along the field, and eventually it leads.
You mean where the Humvees are always
Wait,
parked now?
are
Yeah.
you allowed to go through there?
You can,
Yeah, 'cause it's not-
Apparently, you can go. Like they
it's-
just tell you be careful.
It's public land, but it's because of the fact that there's a lot of people that are trying to cross over, and there's a lot of shit going on through there with,
Yeah.
with the illegals and all that shit. Yeah, they want you to just be cautious, but I haven't been all the way back there. I've just been down roads where I'm like, I see one landmark, and my mind goes, that thing's there for a reason, even though it seems insignificant.
Yeah.
You ever have that moment? Like, you see something, you're like, I know it's just an old fence that looks like it's been torn down, but I'm not
yeah.
passing that fence.
Yeah, no. I remember as a kid, we went out there. My mom. We were always going to visit people in the cemetery. There's somebody in that cemetery, the Roselawn Cemetery, the cemetery over here in McDavitt. The other one all the way out there next to a Villa Real Event Center. There's one hidden there. It's hidden. It's still there. It's in like in a little corner. It's under a tree, and there's another down the road is the other half of the cemetery. But we'd always be going, and we went out to that one, and you could see inside. Me and my brother were like poking around, looking inside. Oh, look, a skeleton!
No, but so here's how my story went. I was riding with my buddy, and you know this guy, Juan Zarmendo. I don't know if you remember him. He was with
Who's that?
Who you talking about?
Juan Zarmendo is a friend of mine, but I don't know. He's working out like Anfields and shit like that. He's doing a lot of labor stuff. But anyway, we used to BMX back in the day. He tried to BMX with me for a while. And I want to say it was Halloween night. I'm not entirely sure. But we went for a night ride. It was just me and him. As we were riding back, we were riding at Memorial Park or Linear Park, right next to the zoo. We decided to go and cut through the cemetery. Here's what happened. We cut in. There was a security guard waiting at the gate. We were just saying, we're just cutting through. He says, okay, but go right through. I was like, okay, cool. So we go all the way in. As we make it to the other end, it goes straight, and then it makes a left turn, and it goes right through this other street that goes back to the neighborhood. The gate was closed, and it was locked. It was clearly locked. We even checked it. So we went, all right, I guess we're turning back. So we turn back. We're going back. We think we see the security guard, but as we got closer, it wasn't the security guard. It was just another car that was parked blocking the entrance, but that gate was also closed and locked. We were locked in the cemetery. So we're like, oh, fuck, what do we do? And we thought, okay, let's go back and see if we can check it out. So we were, as we're riding back, big old green flash of light from behind us. Like bright green.
Aliens.
Damn.
Bright green, no sound, nothing. We couldn't hear a footstep, nothing. We're like, there's no way this is people. So we just so imagine a strobe from behind you, no noise, nothing. No, after it flashed, we heard absolutely nothing. We heard nothing.
Yeah.
We couldn't even hear the sound of the streets anymore. As if like that, like a bomb went off, and all we hear is like.
Like a bass drop.
Yes.
You got the bass drop.
So as that happened, we like went like this. We saw absolutely nothing behind us. We fucking bolted to the gate, threw our bikes over the gate as hard as we could, and we jumped that motherfucker. And we got it. We're pulling together our bikes. As we're pulling them together, we just hear the lock fall, dude. The lock fell from the gate.
Wow.
And it was locked?
It was locked. Remember, I said we checked it.
Yeah.
So we fucking bolt. He was like, bro, I'm not going home by myself. We're not splitting up. I'm spending the night at your house. I'm like, dude, I'm game. Let's go. So, and I was like 16. And even then, you know, like, shit's scary when it's scary. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And that's scare number one. Remember, you know, all the guys that we BMX with, you know, Dylan, Homer, fucking Louie, everything. So back when Clearwater, which is like it's a very old school here. That's also another landmark of hunts from here in Brownsville. And this was so there was a handrail that they were removing because they were doing a bunch of shit. They were remodeling, and they were putting another handrail. They removed the old handrail, and you know, us being dumbass skaters and BMX riders are like, hey, there's a handrail that's been removed and it's just sitting there. Let's go and take it.
Classic.
So, Dylan and I'm not saying his last name, we decided to go and see if we can scope it out.
It's Ramirez.
So,
Dylan Harper.
No,
actually, it's Dylan Cortez, but anyways. Dylan Ryan Cortez. But yeah, we're going around, right? And then we're looking around trying to scope out anything else we can see if we can, you know, borrow. And if you know anything about Clearwater, it's got a basement.
Ooh.
And
I don't even know where this place is.
Right there next to Sam Stadium, that big old building. It's now the place that they do the GED.
Okay.
School.
yeah.
It's right there on Palm. It's that old school that's there. But as we're in there, you can look into the basement. But it's fucking dark outside. All you can see is a street lamp shining into the basement. But when I was looking in the basement, I saw a figure move. Here's the thing. This is when me and Dylan decided to separate to scope around. So I can't.
That's
I
the
can't-
worst idea.
I know.
Let's split up.
Yeah.
So-
Hey, it's scary around here. Let's split up.
It sounds stupid because we were stupid, okay?
All right. The
But point is, I saw something freaky. But the thing is,
wig is coming off. Freedom.
You look like a thespian now.
Oh my gosh, this feels way better.
You look weird without your beard. Oh my god, dude!
Now you can pull off an accent.
Dude, you can do Santana now.
Hey, how you doing, eh?
You can pull off a Santana
Hey,
look
hey, I know a guy.
now. What are you doing, man? What are you doing over
Hey,
here?
yeah.
Hey.
Who's this guy, huh?
Hey,
I want you to make
hey,
me-
hey, what the fuck?
I want you to make me a sandwich with a salamouche. You know what I'm saying?
Who you think this guy is, huh? Huh?
Hey,
What do you think is going on here?
these
I
shoes,
want you to make some of that. I want you to make me the sandwich with some Italian
Shine
roux.
these shoes
these
now,
shoes.
huh?
These
You hear
shoes.
me?
These shoes.
What are you talking about?
What's his name? Fucking.
De Niro?
Eh?
Oh, bro, I got a friend who can do the impression so good because he even has like the
You gotta do
facial
that.
structure.
He just like that face. Like,
But no, that was
These
the
shoes?
first. You mean with that girly t-shirt, man? What you doing, man? Come at me with your Italian bullshit, motherfucker. But no, that was Scare 1.
Pizza
Scare
pie.
2 was
fart too.
BMXing in midday at the same school
We get it,
On a
bro.
s-
You like to BMX.
on a sun.
We all know that
On
you
a
can
Sunday-
BMX on 2 wheels.
On a Sunday, we decided to jump the fence because the back part of Clearwater was off limits when it's on Sundays. They always close the gates because that's also where they have the CAB building for BISD.
Oh shit.
So we decided to jump the gate. And we're looking at all the gates, and this is when they had the older doors, and they actually had to lock them with chains and locks. Same fucking shit that happened at the cemetery happened there.
The lock.
The lock fucking fell.
Uh-oh.
Maybe it's something following you, man.
Maybe you got a spirit that just gets rid of locks.
I think it's because I decided to learn how to pick locks, and God said, I'll do it for you. That way you'll get in trouble faster. And he's trying to tell me,
or it could be a demon.
Or it could just be an
hunt you.
evil-
sound like Arnold
I came to open the door.
evil
You
spirit
needed to know where the
following you.
door is. We're gonna give it to you.
No, I
Remember
I
to
wa-
get into the chopper.
I have a question. If you, what happens if your sleep paralysis demon is Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "I'm going to make you pump. I'm going to make you pump and feel like you're coming at every 5 seconds."
I'm going to pump you up.
Oh, I see you there. I want to scare you by showing you this movie. Hey, Georgie, you want to try some of these balloons?
Put the cookie down.
Dude, that
They
movie,
all float, Georgie. They
That-
all float.
that movie traumatized me, dude, as a kid.
The original with
Yeah.
Tim Curry?
I mean, even now, like when I see clowns, it creeps me out. Not you, because I know who you are, but dude, I went to a circus last year or a year and a half ago,
Okay.
and I was like, "Do they have clowns there?" I was kind of hesitant a little bit, and then it's gonna be all right. I'm a grown up. It's okay. We went over there, and like the main guy that kind of runs the thing was a clown, and he was just doing all these like movements and all these like mannerisms, and bro,
He was like-
it was scaring me so bad. I felt it in my soul, man. Like it was scary, and I didn't think it was gonna affect me, but it did.
Wow.
And it's because of that movie, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think is scarier?
The original.
Clowns or mimes?
I'm not scared of mimes.
Okay, the reason why I say that is because like I've actually encountered a mime before, but I don't know if it was just the guy's face with the makeup on, because he did have just the standard makeup, white face, maybe some like fake dimples and shit, right? But he had this kind of like menacing smile, like
Yes, that scares me.
Wait, I'm gonna try it. No.
Wait, let me see.
I mean, it doesn't scare me because
You look
because
drunk.
You're a cocaine clown, so it doesn't scare me.
Now if
You're not an evil clown.
Okay, I've been hearing a lot of things. I don't watch the show. I don't want to watch it because I heard some
What show?
pretty well, not show but the movie, but pretty gnarly things. Was the fucking what's the Terrifier? Terrifier 3 came out not too long ago.
Oh, the one with that.
With was it
Art
the Clown?
Art the Clown.
Like I've seen the first one. I thought it was pretty fucked up.
I heard it's real gruesome.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
I heard 3 was like even worse. Like apparently he's like killing kids too. And I was like, okay.
I don't
I'm already.
know.
I was already uncomfortable. What was it? I think there was a movie just called Clown, where like a guy who was like trying to like surprise his kid with a clown. The clown didn't show up, so he found this like haunted
I saw that
clown
one,
suit,
yeah.
and apparently it stuck to him. It's kind of like the haunted mask from Goosebumps,
Yeah.
and he started becoming this demon clown that feeds on children.
Yeah.
And then apparently,
clowns
and
were
it was like,
demons.
and it's like, the only way for you to free yourself from the cloyne is apparently it was like a fake Swedish like clown demon. It wasn't real. It's not a real thing. But it's like, you can't kill yourself. What was funny was that he's like, I'm gonna try to kill myself, and what he did is he put like 2 circular blades, it's like spinning. He's gonna drop his face onto it. It fucked up. The blade flew and killed this kid that saw him as a clown, and it killed him on the spot. And he's like, well, I didn't have to kill this kid. He just died because of an accident. So I guess it's not a problem.
Dude, you're like so 3D right now. With my glasses
3D
on.
James. 3D James.
I put my glasses on right now. And you look so crispy. Like like you're real.
He's a real guy.
You're a real person.
I'm totally real, people.
My name's Jeff.
My name is yeah. No, that's like no. Clowns can be fucking freaky, but I'm also a fan of I'm a fan of street clowns. The ones that they just wear the nose and a funny hat and some funny pants.
And they're
stuff
just
like
killing it.
that. Yeah, they're just a lot of fun. They're just fun.
Juggling, doing
But
all
like
this
full,
shit.
like, give me if you show me like fucking Bozo the Clown full on makeup, I'm gonna be fucking freaked out by that fucking thing.
Did you guys ever see the movie Killer Clowns
From Outer Space?
From outer space.
Yeah.
No, Pooh Bear.
God, dude, that was scary. That's so scary.
Mr. Pooh
Am I
Bear.
wrong, or did it feel like if you put Killer Clowns from Outer Space alongside the Gremlins from Gremlins, wouldn't that be a very interesting crossover?
It would. It would. I want to say yes.
I never
It's like-
thought the Gremlins were scary.
Well, I mean, think about it this way. I mean,
No,
I would love to have a Mogwai, but at the same time, I want to sell that thing to the underworld because it'll never deal with any problems there.
what was kind of scary was the critters.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
Critter. I remember Critters.
I've
Yeah.
never seen Critters.
These little black balls.
I've seen the okay. I went to Blockbuster so much that I've seen pretty much every single classic horror movie, like, fucking box cover. But I've never actually watched the movies. I'll tell you one thing. There's one movie that always sticks to me today as both the best and the worst horror film ever made, and that was fucking Halloween 3. That was okay. So
That's the
There's
one
like
with the mask, right?
10 of them, right?
okay, yeah, it's the one with the weird
I
mask.
really like that one.
No, because okay. So this was still John Carpenter.
I know.
So when John Carpenter made Halloween, and that was supposed to be like the renaissance of fucking slasher films, or like the original slasher film, right? And my thing was like, okay, Halloween 1, Halloween 2, it was Michael Myers. But his original idea was that he would make a Halloween, and every Halloween was supposed to be like a different Halloween story. It wasn't supposed to be like, oh, here's a clear storyline. No, it was supposed to be an anthology. That's why when he made Halloween 3,
The
it had
Season
nothing
of
to
the
do with
Witch.
Michael Myers,
Yeah.
but it referenced Michael Myers. It
Yeah.
even had a trailer on TV in the movie. But it was a fucking weird ass film.
Yeah.
Apparently, they stole a piece of Stonehenge.
Is that where? I don't remember.
They
Is that what it
stole a
was?
piece of Stonehenge and they put it into pieces of these masks that they were giving to these kids as a pagan ritual to sacrifice them all on Halloween for some weird fucking reason. And what it would do is it would just rot their heads. It was fucking weird.
I liked it.
If you ever watch, you're gonna be like, "What the hell?"
It was good.
You know what movie scarred me as a child? Okay.
The movie.
No, the one that scared the fuck out of me was Fire in the Sky.
I've heard of that.
I've
Describe
never
it.
heard of that
Tell-
one.
tell-
What's it
tell-
about?
Synopsis, please.
So
Synopsis.
Fire in the Sky is supposed to be a true story. For this, it's a movie from a book this guy wrote where of his true hand account of being abducted. And it freaked the fuck out of me, especially, maybe it explains a lot of the horrible dreams I would have back then, but Man, there's a scene.
Was
where he-
John Travolta in it?
No. It's I don't know the guy's name. He came out in the movie Jacob's Ladder. That's
Tim Robbins.
I think so.
Jacob's Ladder?
Blonde hair, yeah.
Like the main character?
The old Jacob's Ladder. There's two of them. There's Jacob's Ladder like in the 90s. You
That's
see-
the one.
Okay, all right. Just checking. Because I saw there's another one they released in the 2000s. There's not
There's
the same
one.
thing.
There's one.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Yeah,
I
but
only have the original, dude.
It's not the same thing.
No, Jacob's. That's Tim Robbins. He was in
Okay.
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah, that's the guy. So yeah, he plays the big guy. At one point, he wakes up and he's like in this latex web thing, and they have like this thing.
What was it called? Fire in the Sky. You said?
Yeah, the aliens. They show the aliens, right? All creepy, like whoa, what the fuck? And they strap this thing to his eye. They open it up, and then they have this gigantic machine that comes, and there's a needle, and it's gonna get like probed into his eyeball, and the whole movie is about him having these flashbacks that he's fucking getting experimented. He don't remember what happens. Suddenly he starts getting all these fucking flashbacks of his abduction, and they result in seizures. Yeah, that's the one. They result in these seizures. He's like in the middle.
gotta check it out.
He's eating fucking breakfast. And he's on the floor, foaming from the mouth, having a flashback of this abduction fucking experiment. Like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty
Hey,
good.
it's not Tim Robbins, dude. That's Robert Patrick, man.
Robert who?
Robert Patrick, Terminator 2, the T-1000.
Oh, what? Wow, I didn't even know that was him.
Bro, check your eyes. Dumbo's losing his eyesight
I
from
don't even have
cocaine
my
use.
glasses on, bro. How do you expect me to remember what he looks like?
Hey, it's not his fault. Okay.
It's the cocaine's fault. You're right.
It's okay.
It's all about the cane.
That hey, dog.
Okay, I got a question for you, and this is a staple amongst the Halloween lore nowadays. But here's my question: top 5 Stephen King films,
Oh shit.
but they have to be ranked from worst to least, from worst to best.
Well, I don't know many Stephen King films. Like,
I'll tell you one that's
Like
I'll tell you
Memento.
one that's like a pop favorite if you want to get like a cult classic. Fucking Maximum Overdrive.
That's
guys.
the worst for me.
The one with the goblin truck that drives itself.
Oh, asteroid hits.
I like that one. I like that one. That was a good one.
Out of all of them, though, if I had to compare it to the others, I don't like it.
My favorite part is when that Coke machine
It's
starts
good, though.
throwing the Cokes and it hits the people in the face. Like, with the sodas.
What about when the kid gets run over by the steamroller?
Oh
It's
yeah.
shortly after that.
Yeah.
No, the part in you know what my best part about that movie? Watch Maximum Overdrive, people. It is a fucking cult classic because you get
It's
to
a good
see-
movie.
Here's the best part: Stephen King directed that movie,
While he was all on
and he
coke.
was fucked up on cocaine.
Yeah.
Hey, he's your brother right there, brother in arms. But no, my favorite scene is it's his cameo. It's Stephen King's cameo, and it's funny because it starts off with like a shot of a bank, and it has one of those like those teller lines that says like, "Oh, welcome to so and so bank," and then it switches to "Fuck you, fuck you," and he puts his card in the ATM. It's Stephen King, the man himself, pulls it out, and it just says, "You are an asshole," and he goes, "Honey, this machine just called me an asshole." And then immediately you find out that the whole entire score to that movie was made by AC/DC.
Oh my god.
No, seriously. It's a horror film composed by AC/DC.
Oh my god.
You know, okay, you know the. I'll tell you a classic. Actually, that song comes out. I'll tell you a classic. Psycho, the original Psycho. Anthony Perkins. And Jamie Lee Curtis's mother was the lady that gets stabbed in the shower. Hey, 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 right?
How?
But here's the
Wait,
funny
what,
thing.
what was that sound?
Hi. I don't know. It was like the best part about that was that if you watch Maximum Overdrive, they took that same like stabbing song sound,
Stabby,
except
stab.
they did it. Except it was done on fucking humbuckers on a freaking SG by fucking Angus Young.
Really?
With the yes. For the
Hey,
please,
Fun fact. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
I'm impressed by your knowledge.
No, by your knowledge.
Dude, I was obsessed with stupid. Dude, probably my most favorite horror film, even though it was meant to be a joke when they made it, was fucking Tremors.
I just saw it. I actually just purchased the movie.
Just the movie or the box set?
No, just the first movie.
I own the box set.
There's like what 5?
I
Remember?
think there's like 7 now.
What was the end? the end monsters, like because they evolved, right?
Yeah, I think the last one was like, oh my god.
Because I knew they flew at some point.
Yeah, that was part 3.
Wait, which one? Tremors?
Tremors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Because it was okay. It's the Graboids, it's the Shriekers, it's the Ass Blasters.
You know what
The ones that fart, right?
my favorite
Yeah,
part
but-
in part 1
yeah,
was
yeah,
when the
it's-
Chinese guy died. He's like, ah!
On the first
Oh,
part.
you can hear the fake dubbing right off the bat.
And he spits like a very puny amount of blood, like, it's just like right here.
No, I was like,
He goes in, he goes down.
no, they made a series for that.
Oh, shit.
They made a series.
No.
No, okay, so Tremors made a series, and I'll tell you one thing: there were some episodes that were actually kind of creepy, but dude, they fucking jumped the shark so hard with that series. Because apparently, like, you know how, like, in the show Tremor, or in the movie Tremors, Gummer is always like this paranoid guy. He's collecting guns. He thinks the government's going crazy. There's experiments being conducted. Yeah, Bert Gummer, and he's like, I knew it, because apparently there's a character that comes out in the series played by Christopher Lloyd, aka Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Apparently, he was a scientist that worked at a hidden lab that's in the valley in Perfection Valley in the movie in the show Tremors, and they made this. I'm not making this up. They made this chemical by the name of Project Mixmaster. Where they were splicing genes from different creatures, from plants to animals, and made a bunch of hybrids. And throughout the entire valley, they're dealing with they I don't know if you saw part 3 of Tremors. They decided to save one of the Graboids just so the government couldn't take over their town. So they live with a man-eating worm. Number 1.
They got a graboid, or
They
they
keep
got
it. They keep the Graboid just so that the government can't take it because it's an endangered species. Eminent domain cannot do it.
Oh my god.
I know, it's fucking stupid.
So cheesy.
But anyway, no, I'll top this off. Apparently, the whole series is based on this whole Mixmaster thing where they come across a bunch of different other creatures, one of which was a flesh-eating bacteria that mixed with some kind of gas of some sort. So apparently, it was like basically a phantom acid gas that would just eat you. It would just dissolve you entirely.
This happens in the movie.
This is a show.
Oh,
Tremors,
There's even one
series?
Yes.
No.
Yes. And guess
Totally
what?
unnecessary.
They actually keep Michael Gross as Burt Grummer throughout the end. He's the one thing that never left the show.
yeah.
He
It's
was
like-
in every single movie.
It's like making Forrest Gump 2 or Forrest like fuck.
Oh my god! You guys want to hear a funny story? And I can't. I'm gonna show this to my friend. He's gonna fucking hate me for it, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Do it.
You said you said Forrest Gump 2.
Yeah.
So my friend's wife, I'm not gonna say who.
Oh my god.
She found this trailer of a movie and thought it was real.
Oh my god.
And my friend goes,
Well, they trick you. They trick you a lot.
No,
Like with the
This
trailers.
is too obvious. This is wait for it. So he goes, hey, dude, come here right now. Come on, I'm gonna show you. Just come here. And I go, I'm like, what? Watch this. He just has it full screen. I can't see the title. He just presses the space bar so it'll play, and it plays, and it goes. The continuation of the story of the great ship that sank.
I saw this the fucking Titanic 2.
Titanic 2. So it was Titanic 2, The Return
Jack's
of
back.
Jack.
And they have a clip from Demolition Man where Sylvester Stallone's getting shot, like etched out by the laser, like.
But it's actually, they'd be like, they edited it in freaking, oh my God.
It's
But
fucking
yeah,
stupid.
and then she's like, we need to go see it. And I'm like, that was the fucking fakest thing I've ever seen. She goes, what do you mean? I'm like,
okay,
girl,
she's not
that's
the only
this
one.
movie, that's this movie, that's this movie. Oh, by the way, you said you liked this movie. You couldn't recognize that scene?
No.
What
no.
movie? This one. Oh my God, you're right.
I know a couple people that thought that was real, and they were very excited about it. It was so stupid.
Okay, so sticking to the Halloween theme, how many of y'all are into like Have you ever like wanted to look up like the weirdest phenomenon that happened in the world? Like one of the ones I liked listening to, and it was really cool. Like was like all these creepy people that will like hijack certain frequencies for like radio stations, TV shows, public access, shit like that. Like, have you ever heard of the Max Headroom incident?
No.
So a gentleman, I think it was in New Jersey, somewhere in the Jersey area. Some guy hijacked a full channel just to basically. It's just this weird dude on camera wearing a Max Headroom mask, just saying weird shit, doing fucking weird things. I think he ends up like spanking his own bare ass on screen,
I would do it too.
and he just did it with the intent just to say he can. And then other ones, like one of the creepiest ones I saw was like, okay, it was an AM frequency for classical music, and then all of a sudden he's just like bum 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 bum. Ah! It just makes like a straight up weird white screaming noise for like a good solid few seconds, and then it comes down to like a weird hum, and then it starts talking, and you just hear like codes and names and weird shit popping out, and it was like. And then you just hear like, ah, and like it goes in and out. And I was like, what the fuck? This is fucking creepy. And I don't know if you ever mess with like a radio, like a regular walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Have you ever fucked with the frequencies just to see what you'd find?
Yeah, always.
Have you found anything like fucking insane?
No, it's been a long time, but I always really mess around with it and see, get on someone's channel.
I think at one point I was flipping through the frequencies, and I literally heard the word "kill," and I went past it. I tried to go back to it, and it was gone. I just heard the word "kill."
I remember when my phone line used to actually like randomly like I would put my head back or I don't know what it was, but somehow my phone line was catching other people's conversations for a bit. I remember this is back on landlines.
Oh, okay.
That was fun. That was cool. It's weird because I could hear the conversation, but they could not hear me.
like what? Okay, in the spirit of creepy, have you ever like what's the one thing you always thought was like creepy but interesting when it came to like some of your like whether it's your favorite music or the making of your favorite music, favorite movie, favorite art, whatever it was? Is there like one like creepy lore that you thought was like one of the most interesting things? Like for me, it was like when they broke down like it was like two different movies. Like when they broke down the original Shining by Stanley Kubrick and like the OG Exorcist. Like how many things went wrong in the making of The Exorcist.
Oh yeah.
The making of this movie was a complete disaster because it felt like everything went wrong as if the movie didn't want to be made.
It's like Poltergeist. I've been trying to keep up with that one. I just finally got from Poltergeist 1 and 2, but I haven't seen part 3. But all of them died apparently. Like everybody in that show died. In that
Damn.
movie.
Really?
Yeah, the little girl died. She had like apparently it was like stomach cancer or undiagnosed Crohn's.
That's sad.
Yeah, I know, they all fucking died.
No, it's like some of the weird ones for me is like when it's always abrupt, like as if it's like a predestined moment of psychosis. Like, okay, I don't know if you're familiar with, oh my God, what's the actor's name? You ever seen Jingle All the Way?
Yeah.
The guy that's eating the cookies. He's telling him, put that cookie down. The other guy on the other line, I forgot his name.
Oh, the creepy guy.
I have no idea.
He's like, hey, yeah, hey.
Yeah, that guy. Okay, you know how he died?
No.
His wife killed him,
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
and his
no,
children.
I forgot about that.
Shot him in their sleep, and then killed herself. Like, that shit creeps me out, because you know why?
hell yeah.
I'm wondering what was going on in their head, and that scares me even more.
So, so while I work, I haven't done it in a while because I've already gone through almost every episode of this. But one of the episodes was fucking scary, okay? Apparently he wasn't even that old. Maybe he was in his 60s. Still not old to me, but he's in his 60s, and he got a type of dementia. It wasn't just a regular dementia. It was another kind of
There's
fucking...
variants of dementia.
Yes. And
I'm sorry, that disease is scary to me.
Yeah, well, this
I don't
one-
want to endure that. I'm praying I never have to endure that.
Oh no, I will take myself out before I make it myself a burden.
I always tell myself, like, if I have kids or whatever, I'm like, put me in a home, put me with government, put me in government housing. Don't even bother coming to see me. I am dead.
Oh.
I am dead. If my mind is gone, I am dead.
Yeah, I believe that. But fucking this type of dementia made him eventually. He became very violent from it. right? He became violent, and so he had never attacked his wife, but he would always like try to attack other people. And then he'd have his episodes; they'd calm him down. And one Thanksgiving, the whole entire family was supposed to go over, and they're not answering. There's nobody answering. They all meet up at the house still because they were supposed to have dinner there. Knocking on the door, the cars are there, but there's no answer at the door, no answer at the phone. They're calling 911. They're like,
Nine one.
what do we do? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna get in? They're like, is the door open? No, it's not open. It's like, should we kick the door down? It's like, do whatever you have to do. You don't have to. We're not advising you to cut. You shouldn't. But if you feel you need to, go ahead and do so. So they break down the door. They go inside this place. They look around. There's nothing. But as soon as they open up the bedroom, that guy is basically naked, and his wife is in pieces. He ripped her the fuck apart, and she's like pieces all over the fucking bedroom. And of course, they leave. They just close the door behind them. They call the cops. Cops surround the building. They're scared. Everyone's freaked out. Eventually, they get him to come out, and he had apparently, after he
He had like a terrible episode.
he dismembered her completely, and he was playing with her guts. He stabbed himself a whole mess of times, and he ended up, the cops are like, oh my god, like he's like, just shoot me, I'm already dead. You can't do anything else to me. I'm already
Sounds
dead.
like the fucking Russian experiment.
It was fucking crazy. He's like, I'm already dead. And they take him back to the hospital, and they're trying to investigate, right, and talk to him. And he's just like, all of the every ounce of, how would I say, annoyance, everything, every frustration I could have possibly had, there was nothing holding that back. And I'm so sorry that my wife had to be on the other end of that. Like,
Oh.
he's like, there's only.
They're like, can we have that on audio tape so we can see how crazy you are?
And it's there. It's all on video. And he's just like, there is only darkness for me now.
You know what's
and I
funny
am
is
not-
that reminds me of this one guy. And it actually was a short-term thing. And it's not exactly scary, but it was pretty fucked up what this guy did with the amount of rage that was built in this man. And I'm thinking, like, with the way you have this dementia, like his dementia made him rageful.
Yeah.
But this guy was mostly sane, but he was just like, I give up on this shit. And this guy was, I think you've heard of this one. You ever heard of the Killdozer?
Oh, yeah.
The Killdozer in it was a Granby or Granby, Colorado, or something like that.
I don't remember location.
Well, this guy was being fucked over by the city and the people in the community around him. After he's done so much, he was always like a generous guy.
Yeah.
He did everything right. He followed the rules, but then the rules were bent to kind of like fuck him over, and he was like, I'm done. So he
Yeah.
bought this bulldozer, this Japanese bulldozer, under the guise that he was using it for, reasons that he would need for building around his compound that he was allowed to have. He purchased land, but then it was taken from him. But he was allowed to have his muffler shop on someone else's land,
Yeah.
which, by the way, had no plumbing, no electricity, nada. It was just a freaking hut. So this guy was just there, turning this bulldozer basically into this impenetrable fortress of concrete and steel and metal. And I was like, I look at if you look up the pictures of this shit. Look up the Killdozer. This thing is a fucking beast of a freaky looking thing.
Yeah.
And if you saw it, I mean, have you ever seen a regular bulldozer? Those things are huge. They're fucking huge. They will tear down your house in seconds. But this guy turned it into a fortress that even a 50 cal couldn't penetrate. But getting my point, this guy was so rageful. He destroyed every single building of every person that fucked him over, and did not give a shit if someone was inside, because one of the houses was a home to one of the guys that fucked him over. His mother was taken out just minutes before it hit.
You got killdozed or?
She almost got killed.
Nah.
Nobody died. And he even went after the city hall, which was also a public library where there were kids at.
Oh shit.
He still went for it. And you know what's crazy? Like, just like you said, like, your character that you were mentioning, shoot me in the head, whatever. He made a recording, and you can find this recording of him saying why and everything he did and how he thinks it might end. He goes, "Hey, I have this bulldozer. I have God by my side, and He is guiding me to do this. He is willing me to do this. And you know what? Maybe I'll run out of gas. Maybe they'll take it out. Maybe someone will shoot the engine and manage to take it out. Maybe this will happen, or maybe you guys will shoot me dead. Either way, I will do as God intended me to do. And he went on to just destroy half the city.
It's amazing. It's fucking amazing.
He went on to
actually.
destroy half the city and just kept going. You know what he was going to do? So Granby, Colorado is like just this little small town in the middle of nowhere, basically in the desert. And he found this one place that was just had these industrial-sized propane tanks. And he was planning to shoot them with a 50 cal with freaking Dragon's Breath bullets.
Damn.
He was planning to blow the shit up. But thankfully, he made a design flaw because in the back of the bulldozer has like this big old, like giant, like hook-looking thing that's supposed to hook into the ground. It was blocking his shots. So they got lucky for that fucking one because he could have blown the living shit out of everything there. That would have been bad because those were like the propane tanks that could fill your entire bar.
Oh yeah.
Like just the tank itself will fill your bar. So I thought I don't know. I think it's scary to imagine what people can go to based on how they are in the moment. You ever seen Unhinged? The one with Russell Crowe.
Yes, I just saw it yesterday.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hate it, but it's true. You're gonna find that one person that's just not rational. That's scarier to me than any horror
but
film.
You saw
that's
it
the new one, right?
It's been a couple of years, but like 2020, 2021.
Something around there. No, I think it's like before that. It's like 2018.
The guy was, in the beginning of the movie, it shows him taking different medications. So
He had a mental disorder. He had issues.
Something wrong with him too. So imagine that along with like road rage and
Damn.
And
So
just,
he basically was the maxed out version of intermittent explosive disorder. He basically, if something triggered him, there is no stopping him unless you literally neutralize the fucker.
And the thing is that he did it once, and he got away with it, so he's gonna do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, the perpetual nature of a
just like-
person. No, it's because he was gonna kill this woman's family just because she didn't honk correctly at this guy. Like you think, oh, I'm gonna notify you that hey, the light's green, beep beep. Just supposed to, no. She went, huh? Like, I think you meant to do this, but you did this. And instead of apologizing, she goes, well, you should have moved.
well, he apologized to her. He's like, well, I'm sorry. It might have been me too. And he apologized, and he goes, well, I think I deserve an apology too. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna apologize to you. And he's like, oh.
But yeah,
right.
he ends up murdering part of that woman's family.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna no. He tortured these people.
Yeah.
And it was honestly, I felt it. I felt half of that. Like that movie was pretty fucking freaky. Alongside, like, you know, it's another film that
I was watching it with my mom yesterday.
We're a little over an hour, but I'm cool with these conversations right now. But like, but honestly, one of my favorite films, and I think it's so underrated, is fucking Joyride, dude. Paul Walker, Steve Zahn.
Joyride. What is it about?
Fuck, I don't remember.
That's okay. So it's the one where these guys are like basically going on a road trip, and they kind of get a CB radio and fuck with one of these truckers.
Oh yeah, and it's a trucker.
Oh
yeah.
Candy cane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where are you at, Candy
you know what
cane?
sucks? Guess who was not credited for that voice?
Oh,
Buffalo Bill himself, Ted Levine.
wow.
From Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. He's the voice of
He didn't
Rusty
get
Nail.
credited for it?
He wasn't credited.
Did he even get paid for that shit?
Some people do. They just don't want. They don't want to bother being credited. They just do it because they thought it was a cool
Wow.
idea. Sometimes. I mean, there's a lot of people in movies that no one gets credited for.
That's amazing. That's
No,
cool.
but Joyride's one of those ones that freaks me out because I was like, man, I'm just fucking with you, man.
Did you guys know? Did you guys know that Uncle Phil from
James Avery.
Yeah, was the voice of the Shredder.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I didn't know that.
even know that.
I didn't know that.
No, I knew that for a while, even though I never watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But you know, I thought was really cool is that I think he lent his voice to a lot
Nacho
of.
Libre, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
All right, it's the end of the podcast. Fuck you guys. There's not gonna be an episode next Monday because I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers.
Why are you doing this to me?
Why you do this to me, Timmy?
I said,
Why-
why
no,
did-
bro. Hey, that one was horrible. I'll tell you something before we end it. Was it like a year or two ago? I was I was at work, right? I was
Yeah.
tattooing these guys, younger guys, and they were talking about scary movies. Oh, have you guys seen the new It movie? Blah, blah, blah. I had already seen it, so I didn't think it was that scary, right? As the first one. The first one traumatized me. Anyway, I was like, dude, you guys want to see a scary movie? I'll put on The Exorcist for you. And so I put it on, and they didn't even pay attention. They were just like on their own, just talking. And I was trying not to pay attention, but I was working and I was listening to it. And I think I glanced at it a couple of times, but didn't like fully watch it. And then I was like, the day finished. I went home, and 3 nights in a row, dude, I had nightmares about The Exorcist.
You know what I recently learned? That statue of Pazuzu, apparently, that statue of Pazuzu is not really meant to be a demon the way that they portrayed it. That was a type of, that was actually an idol that they would put up in order to scare away the evil spirits whenever someone was pregnant back then in old times. So I was seeing a whole documentary of this old man, and like that they've done a great disrespect to dear Pazuzu, who is meant to be a protector.
You know what? It's also like I don't know. I like when people think of evil, they were like, Satan is the pentagram. Like, no, it's not. It's when the pentagram's upside down, you idiot. They're like, well, how come it looks the same? Well, how come a cross is normal? Only if you move the short part to the bottom, all of a sudden it's satanic. You turn the flag upside down, it's unpatriotic. You take a pentagram and you flip it over. Apparently, it makes no difference.
It's still just a pentagram.
I'm like, motherfucker, it's still just a cross. What's your point? But no, I was like, man, what was I gonna get to my point here? You fucking sidetracked me. I love you. The clown got me distracted.
I am not a crook.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I did not have sexual relations.
Wait, say that line again.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Honk. You should have put a tear right here, dude. That cry looks legit. As a clown, dude, that looks legit.
The cloyne. All right, guys, I'm gonna send us off with the theme to Psycho because I can.
All right. Uh-oh.
Thank you for being with us on the quote unquote podcast. Thanks Mario Betancourt for being here. We're also for being awesome with Pierce Eagle Tattoo. You. Thanks Chris Castillo, also known as Crackhead Larry,
our host for today.
The sad Crackhead Larry the Clown. Also known as Chris Castillo, proprietor of the Jukebox Bar.
What's going on with that?
I don't know, it hates
Why are
you.
you doing this to us?
And myself as Jenks Productions, as the producer of the Bar Top Podcast. Guys, thank you all for coming out here. I hope everyone who watches and listens has a great and safe Halloween. Please check your kids' candy.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Oh guys, Saturday we got the Silhouette of Dude coming down straight from Tokyo, Japan. Well, they've been here for a while, but they're fucking coming to play Brownsville, so.
Oh yeah, guys, come
Check
check
them
that.
out.
Come check that shit out. Enjoy
Like-
it. Come check it out here at the Jukebox. If you want some fresh ink, you know who to go to. Myself
is the guy. He's the guy. Yeah.
Mario Betancourt, go check him out. I promise you, he looks just like Nacho Libre.
I did once.
Nacho!
Don't you know this woman is a nun?
I was gonna have where's the spices.
I believe in science. All right, guys. Happy Halloween. Like I said, be safe. Keep track of your children. Also, please, don't do drugs. Exhibit A.
Drink squirt definitely does not have pee.
Yeah, guys.
It has pee, people. By the way, Chris, you can go yourself. All right, y'all have a good night, everybody.